Hello and a very good evening to you. And here we are doing a Wednesday evening pop-up. A pop-up, I hear you say. What is this? Well, this is something we're going to introduce to the shows every now and then. And we'll give you loads of warning that this is going to come up. But a pop-up is where we just bring on a guest, a new guest, a special guest, whoever it is, and we just want to do a little discussion with you, talk with you, and just entertain you whilst you've probably just got in from work. Yeah, you'll just probably just put the dinner in a microwave. You could just sit down and just chat and just watch this. How's that? How's that? It's better than watching terrifying things like Emmerdale. Oh God. I know there's torture camps out there that we talk about over around the world, but I think the worst torture is Emmerdale. Oh, it's awful. Wouldn't it be awful there if you were to put into torture and they said to you, right, you can either have waterboarding or you could have Emmerdale? I think I'd go for waterboarding. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you out there? Anyway, there we go. So, very good evening to you. I've got a very special guest with me tonight. In fact, you've never met her before. And I'm just going to introduce you to her in just a moment. But in the meantime, now, let's do a little bit of intro. Okay, I can't believe this. This is terrifying. But even my other friend, a medium, I sometimes share the show with, Helen, she actually says, yeah, I love Emmerdale. No, it's torture. Sorry, it's just unforgivable stuff like this. Crazy stuff. Anyway, so tonight, these pop-ups, this is what we're going to be doing over the next few weeks or so. We're just going to announce on the day, maybe even a few days before, that we're going to do a pop-up, introduce a guest, and just have a Wednesday afternoon chat. You know, like they do on Strictly, yeah? Strictly, where they have like a in-betweeny show where they chat with people about this and about that and about that and about this. Well, this is what it's about. Anyway, so loads of you lovely people coming on the TV. It's lovely to see you. Anyway, so was it this morning show? Just want to run over this morning show. This morning show was the astrology show, which was absolutely fabulous there with Guillemar. And we had a good discussion after the show, actually, that what we're actually going to do and work at this is so you guys out there, you can benefit from the shows, and we're going to put themes and topics on the Wednesday morning. So for next week, next Wednesday's morning show, it's going to be the opposite sign, being the negative of your opposite sign. So say, for instance, you're a Piscean. Say, for instance, you're a Piscean. And you're following your sun's path, which we'll discuss and tell you what that all means. That's fantastic because you're doing everything you should be doing as a Pisces. But if you get negative, sometimes when we get very negative, we become the negative of the opposite sign. So we become a negative Virgo. Oh God, you don't want a negative Virgo. Anyway, so this is what we're going to be discussing next week. So all your different signs there, no matter what you are, yeah, for instance, you'll find out what this is. And for instance, if you're an Aries, you could be the opposite sign of a Libra, the negative sign of a Libra. If you're Capricorn, you would be a negative a Cancerian. That's if you're following a negative pathway. So we want to keep you on a positive. We'll discuss this with you so you know yourselves the pace and the life you're leading, going, yes, fantastic, I'm being the right Sagittarian, I need to be, or fantastic, I'm doing the right Aquarian stuff rather than being a negative Leo. And so we can help you out there. Then after that, we're going to be working on Wednesdays with themes like health, working with health a little bit. Then we're working with relationships and working with careers and things like this. So you'll know what the show is going to be about. We give you loads of warning before it starts. And loads of information before it starts. And just so you engage with the show. How's that? Sound good? But this evening, though, I would like to invite a very new lady onto the scene. Her name's Evita. I met Evita about 9-10 months ago because she came to me for a reading through an advertising thing that was set out there quite a while ago. And she came to me for a reading, and then I said to her, you're very interested in mediumship. This is fantastic. And then lo and behold, she jumped on a mediumship course, which I was running with a few other people who are on line now, especially Lydia, especially Sarah, on the mediumship course. And slowly we want to introduce these people into Cafe Clairvoyance and help push these people on that onward journey. Sound good? Sound good? Is that nice? I think it's all right, isn't it? It's a good idea. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce you in just a moment, Evita Mckay. She's live in Scotland. Now, accent, for those of you, the northerners here, Helen, may find this very easy. The southerners here, Joe, may find to think, can you say that again, laddie? If you can understand that, you'll understand Evita. Anyway, I'm less than Mickey taking. Let's get on with this. So I think it's about time now to meet Evita, discuss about mediumship, discuss where she's from, what she's doing, where she wants to go in her life. And if you've got any questions for her about her mediumship, questions for her about how she knew about this, just write on in. This is what it's all about. So we have a good discussion going backwards and forwards. You know, a bit like these Strictly things. We're in between these shows, in between Saturdays and Saturdays, we have that little bit where you chat away and then away we go. Is that all right? Gotcha? Brilliant. Good. So on due accounts, I think it's time now to introduce Evita to Cafe Clairvoyance and say a very good evening to you. Hello. And a little round of applause as well. And I think here a hoot for Scotland, because Scotland likes hoots.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so mediumship. Whereabouts are you in Scotland at the moment?
Glasgow. Outside. Yeah, just outside. Not right in the middle of it, but just outside.
Just outside. I used to be up there, that area, years ago when I was in the Navy. I used to pop into Scotland quite a lot. To Glasgow quite a lot. In the olden days, people used to think, oh my goodness, Glasgow's a crazy place to live. But now it's super modern, isn't it? It's super modern up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that bad. Not that bad. And people are very welcoming, really. So there's a lot of things to do as well. Well, not maybe through the lockdown, but, usually there is plenty.
Yeah, you've got loads. Okay, that's brilliant, because I actually think Glasgow is a beautiful city, and their shopping centres are just absolutely incredible. Anyway, you've got loads of people here saying hi to you, including Jane. Jane, and how do I pronounce this? Inesi.
Inessa.
How'd you say that?
Inessa.
That's it.
She is a beautiful friend of mine as well.
She's a beautiful friend of yours too. Okay, Inessa. Okay, all right then. Okay, rightio. That's good. Inessa. Okay, it's lovely to meet lovely people. Everybody's saying hello to you. And everybody's saying hello to each other as well. So they're not only saying hello to you, they all say hello to each other. It's such a friendly little bunch. Here. And yes, great. Okay, so and where are you from? Where's your country where you come from? Because you're not Scottish, are you?
No, I'm not. Definitely not. I have picked accent, but I'm not Scottish. I'm actually from Latvia.
Latvia, I know. I kept saying somewhere else, Lithuania or something.
I came here about 17 years ago.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
So when you go, this is an interesting question. When you go back to Latvia, do you speak Latvian with a Scottish accent?
No, actually no. But somebody mentioned that I do have a bit of Latvian accent, Scottish accent, or not Scottish, just that accent when I'm talking Latvian. It was actually at the beauty kind of parlour place, and the lady who knows me said, "You got a bit of an accent going on." I was like, really? Because I thought actually I don't, but maybe I do. Yeah. Maybe I've lived far too long away from my home country.
There you go. So now you're Scottish. You're Scottish. The kilt and all. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
For me.
Okay. All right. Not the kilt then. Anyway, okay. So mediumship. We had a little brief discussion just before we came on the show, and you said here that mediumship came to you. What does this? How would you describe that? How would you?
Well, it's quite interesting. I purposely never kind of looked for it. And, I never went out thinking I'm going to become a medium or I want to become a medium. So about maybe 10 years ago, I was I was doing a little introduction into shamanism because I'm a shamanic practitioner as well.
Fantastic. Okay, we need to find out a little bit about that.
Yes, and there was a little mediumship kind of circle that they asked me to stay if I want to do, afterwards, and I did, and then I experienced a few interesting things. So I liked it, so I continued with it for a while, and then I didn't do anything about it. Really, nothing. I really didn't do anything till your course. So that's quite interesting, but it doesn't mean I haven't had I haven't done like readings and stuff like that, or
Okay.
I'm still doing all these kind of things. I've done loads of kind of intuitive stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, but the kind of now I'm back into like realizing I can actually maybe go into that realm more. It's an interesting kind of path
Yes.
to take, and I think the whole course has been so fun for me. I've really enjoyed it, and I recommend if anybody's thinking about doing it, it really is a great fun, and you're such a good teacher. I
Oh,
have
thank
met
you.
wonderful people, and we had really good time learning and having fun. But it's a really good combination always. So yeah, I'm kind of realizing that I can actually do that more than I actually thought I could. So that's quite.
Because a very good friend of mine shares a very similar story with you.
Mhm.
Helen, who is the medium, comes on the show as well. She didn't know she was a medium. It found her. Would you agree, Helen? It found you. Found
Mhm.
you. She was actually, I think she said she went along to a spiritualist church, and then she started giving messages to people. It just happened. It just happened. But she's always had an intuition when she was nursing that she would
Mhm.
pick up things about people. It's always like, as she would have said, she's probably going to write something in a minute, and she would have said here that it's similar for her, that she picked up things just very intuitive, and then
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Like I couldn't really like kind of. I didn't even maybe want to kind of label myself or say like at that time I never even thought like I'm a medium. I was
mm,
more like maybe like an intuitive, maybe kind of but psychic, maybe something like that. But I didn't actually think to call myself a medium or anything like that. And it was always there. It was very kind of present, and especially when you do like shamanic work, you always work with that kind of realm anyway. So your mind is pretty much put aside, and your
okay,
channel is kind of open. You need to be, because there's some interesting things to see in your kind of shamanic journeys and stuff like that. So it's not strange to me. It's not strange to me to
mm.
actually have a connection with spirit world.
Do you know
So
what? I think that's a beautiful thing to say. That it's not a strange thing, because a lot of people say, "Oh, this is weird" and things like this. It's not weird. It's so. It is.
no,
All the people out there, spiritual, I'm sure, actually agree with me here. This is a natural part of our ability. Our intuition is to be able to step up into the higher realm. I know that Kelly, who is leaning here, she'd say that she'd go to read the Akashic records. She would like go into this part of her mind to go and read the records, which is a powerful thing to go and do. And it's also very much about picking up a sense of, I'll just think of the word in a minute, psychometry. That's it. So to be a psychometric has the ability to read the Akashic, to
yeah,
read that area of
fantastic.
their life. Yeah.
Really good. Kelly is amazing at healing. She does amazing, really wonderful things. Healing Akashic records, anything like that. She is very good.
Well, actually, Kelly's going to come on the show soon as well, aren't you, Kelly?
Yeah, she
Yes,
is.
Kelly. Yes, Kelly. You're coming on the show too, Kelly, because you're going to talk about healing the
Yeah,
Akashic and what this all means, aren't you, Kelly? Yes, you just said yes. I just hear her to say yes, yes, yes.
she'll be on.
She'll be
Uh,
on. She'll be on. Okay.
yeah, it's got a very interesting journey as well. So to tell, so that'll be
Yes.
interesting. Hmm.
As will, coming up in front here, as will Lydia. She'll come on the show, and
Yeah.
as well a very nice lady called Sarah. She'll come on as well. Good. Good. Right. You're so sweet, of course. That would be interesting. Thank you, Helen. Yes, because I know Helen. She would like to share her stories, and I know next time we do a show together. And every time we do a show together, we always discuss how we started. And like me, I totally bumped into this by a medium telling me that I'll be working this. And I just thought, this is nuts. He said, you're going to be a psychic. And I said, well, what does that mean? And how do you spell it?
Yeah. Well, interestingly, you did tell me on my reading 9, 10 months ago,
Okay.
you said you'll be working together. And at the time, I was actually thinking, how's that exactly going to happen?
Yep, that's exactly going to happen. Yeah.
It just kind of unfolded the way it did. And here I am talking, and it's been really, really great. A great experience so far. I have learned so much about myself as well, and it has given me a lot of confidence when it comes to doing readings and reading people I don't know, as well. It's great.
Yes.
Really, because you do bring on people that we don't know. None of us know.
On the Saturday course there, Deborah says, Evita, Sarah and Kelly all gave me a fantastic mediumship reading on Saturday. She says, thank you. She absolutely loved it. She thought she was blown away by all of you. So that really made her day there. Now, something I was going to go and say there. I was just going to, somebody was going to come up with that. Now, so you came up with this thing here, and how does mediumship work for you? What happens?
Well, I don't know. It's very kind of difficult to explain. Sometimes, like, I go into this kind of zone, and sometimes I get messages passed on before even, if I know maybe there's somebody going to come on, like when we do our lessons, then maybe I already kind of connect with spirit beforehand, or sometimes when we do our meditations, or I just know there is somebody there and I feel them. It's very difficult to actually describe the whole process. Maybe it's you see it in your inner mind, and you hear it in your inner ear, and it's not like somebody's just like, hello, popping out there.
If I did, I think I'd run.
More subtle, usually. Like, I find it more kind of subtle, like kind of it's happening, rather than full on, kind of freaky experience. If somebody, maybe that's what somebody thinks that's what happens to mediums. It's like, wow, there's like all these dead people standing in front of them, and but no, for me, I definitely, you're probably going to say the same thing. It just doesn't happen like that.
It just doesn't happen like that. Yes, Helen Grady says, know what you mean. I know what you mean. She's laughing her head off there, because she would say exactly the same thing. She says here, Helen says that they impress upon her that she gets, and sometimes it's all very different. Sometimes she sees them, impresses upon a wall, and sometimes she sees them impress upon her as an energy. I get them, this is really interesting, I get them all most of the time on my left side. So I just hear the traffic, if I call it traffic coming through. The traffic coming through, spirits coming through, want to talk. And then I work that way, but I also mainly work through the aura. And that's something else we're going to do another time. But
I think I've experienced as well, sometimes it happens when they kind of come from behind, actually, which means I kind of feel them coming in, and you sometimes need to say, well, just step back, because what I start to feel when that happens, I feel the elements what the past was, certain kind of conditions or something like that, and I feel them in my body, actually, and that can be a bit too much at times. So I would gently say, look, I need a little bit of space. I know you're there.
Yes.
I need a little bit of space. So yeah, that is the other way, kind of how I feel them.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's kind of
because there's at least 3 ways that you could pick up mediumship. There's the way which you can see, and you look at your third eye, and you see the spirit contour of the person who was alive, and they are alive. They're just an energy. How they were in their physical form, and often sometimes they put like red dots or something like this, perhaps, or show or touch a particular area where they weren't very well, or you just hear something. So we all get different impressions, different ways of doing it.
Yes. I don't think that is. It's not like one size fits all. It's just different kind of ways. It was everything. It was any kind of intuitive work or anything like that. It's just people kind of connect with it differently. Through different kind of senses.
Yes.
And and you can develop all of these senses. So it's not like you're just talented in that area. You can develop all of them if you want over time, or they unfold as you kind of become, progress in your journey. To become a medium or anything like that, intuitive or psychic or so.
That's fantastic. This is a question we've got here. This is Deborah, the producer. She just says here, did you find the first experience of spirit scary?
No, actually not at all. I have never really had experience where I've actually been totally scared. No, it was a little bit weird because that was the first experience when I had was in mediumship circle when I stood up and I was giving a message to somebody, and I just felt the spirit coming from behind, and I really felt him so close, and that was a bit kind of like weird, but not scary.
Yes.
If if I can say that. Yeah, I've never been really scared because I know they can't do anything. It's not like they want to harm you or do anything bad to you. So,
what I love is a way of doing this here is especially if someone was in the earth plane and they were funny, that they can actually come through with their impression of their personality and be really funny. Be really funny themselves. And I think one of the most scariest things, if I say one of the most scariest, frightening things, but really opens me up to say here, my God, this is so strong. I was in Exeter, and which is in Devon area of the UK. And I was sat at a bar there, just ordered a drink. This lady came up to me. She said, you're the psychic chap, aren't you? And I said, yes, that's right. I took a bit of this. And she said here, could you tell me anything about my health? I just thought I don't really want to do this, but because I'm out, do want to do this, and I don't know what happened, but my hand went straight across to her body and went straight onto her boob.
Yeah, really?
Boob. I went, oh shit! What have I done? What have I done? She went whoosh like that, jumped up in the air. I put my hands on my head and thought, oh no, I'm going to be in trouble. She said, you are amazing. I've just had an operation there. She got a drink and walked off.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That is...
I was there going, oh, my God, I don't realise this happened. But she says, that's what she said. Yeah. So that made me jump out of my skin. So I'm very careful what my hands do nowadays. Especially how it matters. Anybody gets something, a complicated operation, oh, your health is there. No. Oh dear, right. Now, yes, and sometimes here, and I think Helen brought up a very valid point just a second ago. She says here, I find it depends on how the individual spirit wants to impress on you. I think that's a very valid point. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Sometimes some of the spirit's energy is much stronger. Some are more softer. There is different kind of ways they come forward. Some are very quiet. You really kind of strain your ears to listen what they're trying to say, but they're so kind of. But yeah, so there's different ways. And I think it's very. It will be very like them, like maybe like they used to be, and here and this kind of world. Probably that's the kind of qualities they had, and they come through still. Either very kind of loud or very quiet or very funny or very, and that's how maybe when you pass the messages on, people can recognize, yes, that's that person, or I know who it is. So,
yeah. Yes, I think it's yes. Some have had some very difficult ones. Delbert goes to the. Okay, Priscilla says it's hilarious. Oh my goodness, I really need to talk about my experiences. Thankfully, Phil, my hands don't go everywhere, lol. Good. Sorry, mine used to. They don't anymore. No, I'm quite sure of that. But it just so when you get a spontaneous reaction to something, and you suddenly say something and think, what did I just say? And actually, it's spot on. I was actually talking to a prison officer years ago, and I said to him, I don't know why I said it. I said, my God, you got a lot of problems. I mean, fancy all the drugs going on. And I went, what do I mean? What are all the drugs going on? And he said, yeah, actually, it's true. It's my brother. He's a drug dealer. I've got awful problems. I'm in a prison service and he's a drug dealer. And the law's on me. I thought that was ages ago. I thought, whoa. Yeah. I said, damn, I didn't mean to say it like that. I said, no, that was fine. Oh, dear. Good. Priscilla's back and she's been unwell, but now she's well. That's fabulous. And Sarah says she loves Exeter. Yeah, lovely part of the world. And everybody else dropping your comments here. Right. Okay. And Jane says, I see faces when I close my eyes. Are these spirits? If these faces are people that you would understand have passed over, then yes. And often here, even if you cannot relate to this or don't understand this, I'd say here, Jane. In fact, I'd like to get your impression on this as well, if that's all right, Evita. If you don't, then spirit are showing you that they want to work with you.
Yeah. There could be that as well, something of what she hasn't really looked into or hasn't tapped into, and they're trying. That's the way to kind of say, hello, we're here, we'd like to maybe do something, maybe there is a, so if maybe she would try it, she would probably find it's actually,
Yes.
something she would like, actually, she would enjoy doing.
Because some of us here, Jane, this must be sometimes a little bit for some, it could be uncomfortable or maybe it is comfortable. I'm just not trying to pre-guess what your feelings are about this. When you see it there is then learning how to open and control it. Control it is the big thing. Otherwise, you'll be open all the time and you'll be walking around the shops going, yes, no, yeah, I'll get that next week, and thank you for reminding me. And people think you're nuts going around shops talking to yourself. We're not. You're chatting away with them. And but you need to know when to switch off. So Jane, it's a very important thing. Yes, open. It's great to see it. They're trying to communicate with you, but also learning how to. You're the manager. You're the boss. You're the boss here. They have to work through your way. They don't force their impression on you and take over you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. This is interesting. Deborah comes through and she says, I often have the impressions of songs given time for the client when I'm giving a reading. That's interesting, as we can see here. And yes, are there any things that you get, Evita, which would be either musical, creative, or anything like that you would say would come across to you?
It's very kind of, maybe not with songs. I haven't really had that yet. Maybe later. But not with songs. I usually, I'm just trying to think actually the way, maybe not, I can't really think any kind of specific kind of, it's so individual. I always feel it's very kind of individual, come kind of through to me. Yeah, it's nothing really like kind of totally specific, I wouldn't say. But it is a good way if you can hear a song and, you can identify in that person maybe who has got a reading, they can identify with that song. So, yeah, that's a really good, kind of good way as well. So it's interesting. Yeah, different ways, definitely, for different people.
Yeah. Okay, yes. Jane, we're going to come on to that in a minute. Vita says, can you tell us more about your astrology studies? If we get a chance to, we'll have a chat about this. May just talk about mediumship at the moment. Deanne from New York says, hi from lovely New York. The weather is hot and sunny by the look of it, by the little symbols there. Yes, it's scorching down here. Yes. And right. Now, interesting, just coming back to Deborah, she says that now Helen, I know a few mediums who actually get songs and they sing the song and the words of the song are relevant to a situation they're going through at the present time. And this is what Deborah gets. She's doing us readings here. They're telling me this particular song. And AC/DC Highway to Hell. Oh dear, whatever it is you're doing wrong. Okay. Helen says, sorry, I have to go. Enjoy the show so far. Love to see you and be chatting with you soon, my dear. Okay, I often hear spirits like a... Okay, also, I often hear spirit is like a whisper during a reading. So this is one of the impressions we can actually pick up on something, can't we? This is some impressions here. So this is... yes, and sometimes is to be aware, guys, that even if I know Deborah would agree with me here, one of her ears aren't very good, but that's the ear that she hears spirit through. Yeah. You kind of notice what kind of sides they come through, or you do notice that. Yes. Okay. I think Deborah says here, predictive text lol changes the sentence. I thought she meant there that, and actually I had this. It's hilarious. Okay, right. I'll come back to you, Deanne, in just a second. I thought for a minute then, Deborah's trying to say here that the spirit comes through on predictive text. I thought, that is amazing. Hang on. Spirit says to me, and I'll just read out the message. I'm just coming. That's interesting. Sometimes when I kind of text, like there is maybe a conversation going on, and I suddenly feel there is a kind of presence of a spirit. It was my friend or something like that.
And then I start texting, and it is like you just text the message, and it comes very easily. So I'm thinking about the automatic writing handwriting could be very good for me as well. So I'm going to explore that more. It's very interesting.
Yes. Okay. I think that's just Ellie says, but Phil, you're always singing songs. So what's that? Yes. Okay. They're just happy songs, trying to kind of G you up and do things like that. G you guys up. Yeah. No response, Priscilla. Priscilla said something. I think she wrote something up here. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. But anyway, sorry. Okay. Deanne says, I hear things, but I feel like I'm making it up. Now, if you hear things, Priscilla, as a Deanne, I would say here to whatever it is, write it down.
Validate it. Like, can you just write it down somewhere, and then maybe it will make sense later on.
Okay. Yes, it'll make sense later on. Yes, because the spirit messages come through, and after a while, you'll forget it.
Yeah, that's right. You just think it's your thoughts.
Yes.
But it's not. Sometimes it's not your thoughts, and that's how you can actually separate them. From what is a spirit's message or what is your thoughts. And then when you write them down, you can see it very clearly what is what. So if you start doing that, that would be really good.
Yeah. Very true. Now it's interesting here because we all have different ways of doing this. I think that is one of your ways, is to try writing, psychic writing. It'd be amazing. I've done that in a few things, to try and work out the right way to go on something. It's helped me out a lot. Yes. Okay. Yes, I think songs come through at emotional points during a reading. That's my experience. That's Deborah. She's saying this here. So yes, I think songs and emotions of songs here, I think, are important. Are so important bits. Yes. Okay. So when you do readings at all, do you like to have a tool of some kind, such as?
Crystal ball.
Look at that. That's just so clear going through there. My little crystal ball.
Yeah,
it's like it's like a Doctor Who going on here. Sorry, the cyborgs are here.
Yeah, it's lovely. But what I do like oracle cards. I like tarot as well. That's my other kind of thing. So I could really, if I would do maybe a reading, or it's a good nice thing to have as a, if you need to expand on something further, or need to look, maybe into more in detail. Sometimes a little kind of things like cards could be very helpful.
Yes.
It was tarot. That's the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen the feed here, but there's hysterics going on between Priscilla and and Deborah. Yes. Deanne's also getting her text completely mixed up here. She says a friend's. I thought he said a friend's fried. No, a friend's friend died. Sorry, her friend's fried. I'm turning into something funny here. A friend fried and of a few. Yeah, I think I know what you're meaning here. What is going on with your predictive text out there, guys? What's going on? That's it. You're doing something out there. You're sending out a vibe, and everybody's predictive test is going, oh my God, did I just send that? Yes. Oops. Upside your head said oops upside your head. Oops. So that's what Deanne wants to write. Yeah, so there you go. If you're happy with that, Eleni, we're singing oops upside your head said oops upside your head. Also, okay, right, we changed the subject here now. Here we go. Right, Kelly Louise Leading says Evita also does many shamanic journeys. What's a shamanic journey?
Well, it's interesting. It's another way how to connect with spirit world. And well, usually you can learn that. Anybody can really learn that. It's not something you can't, but it's nice if you got a practitioner to guide you through your first journey, and you learn about other realities. So and there is different realities out there.
There are
world and upper world and middle world, and these are different kind of journeys you can take. And usually people, firstly, they learn how to go to the lower world. That's one of the first journeys they go to.
Mm-hmm.
And the lower world, where you meet your animal spirit guides in animal form. And it's a really interesting journey usually for people, because sometimes they kind of think they know what they're going to have, and then they get something totally different, because you kind of expect maybe to have a tiger or something, or a lion, and then you have a little ant or a little snail
and
or something
and or
really,
snail. How nice.
really kind of insignificant what you think, but all of them got a very kind of there's a really big message there. Because even the most what you think insignificant insects and things like that you would totally dismiss, there's always a message there for you. And it's maybe a kind of like maybe an aspect of yourself as well. When you try to kind of refuse something, or you don't want that, so you're like, oh no, I don't like that animal, I never like that. There is actually some kind of disconnection there, and you need to look into what it is, because that animal is bringing you that connection again with yourself. So something you have maybe tried to push away, side part of you, and this animal's got this kind of quality. So usually it's just an energy, a quality that you need to maybe kind of take it on, absorb it, or kind of embody it, So it's really is. It's very interesting, shamanic journeys.
Shamanic journeys, I absolutely agree. They're beautiful things, and I've been on a few journeys there. Deborah says here that she always sees wolves.
Yeah,
yes.
that's wisdom, a lot of wisdom, and there's a lot of protection as well there. So everybody finds, it's not like one thing fits all, like you need to find your own meanings, really, usually.
Absolutely. I think it's such a point here, because you can say what your meaning is, and then say, oh, what does this mean? That's the first thing you shouldn't ask, because the meaning is for yourself. The moment you ask someone else what it is, they're giving their interpretation, and then that'll affect you.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly what it is. You need to find your own interpretation, what it means to you. And sometimes if you struggle, then there is really good books on, or you can Google it, your power animal, and there's different kind of things that might jump out. It will be standing out, and you will be like, okay, this is something maybe I've been ignoring, but I need to work on, because they do come with messages and gifts and lessons as well, so
yes.
And they're really amazing guides to have around you, especially like through different kind of situations in life. And they do change, they never are the same. Like sometimes they can stay, there is a team, usually a basic kind of team that stays with you, but they do change. There is different kind of animal spirit guides can come through to you.
This is so interesting. This is so interesting. We're going to have to discuss this a lot more. This is all down to Jane. Jane's fault. This is because she's got us onto this, and now we're it's a brilliant conversation.
Oh, Jane, was it?
Yes, no, Jane Fraser.
Jane was just saying my little mouse. That's right. She's got. I done. There is a thing that I do. It's called Garden of Soul. There's something happened with the network. Oh
no, you're still there.
They're back on.
Yeah, you're still there. Yeah, still there. Loud and clear. Very, very clear. Crystal clear. Are you not seeing it? If you can see it on your phone.
Can you see me, Phil?
Yeah. If you can see it on your phone, that's fine.
You have disappeared.
Yeah. No. You're still there.
Or froze.
No, don't worry. You're still talking away. It's going through so much as Skype maybe being funny. Can you see it on the feed? Can you see it on the feed? On Facebook? Oops, we seem to have lost you just for a second. Don't worry, I keep talking just for a second then. I'm sure we'll probably get it back online there. Now, interesting enough here, when I first did mine, can you hear me now? Oh dear. Bless them. Don't worry, we're still here. In fact, what I'll do, I'm going to knock you off, and then you're going to come back on again. How's that? All right, but she's just gone just for a second, and now I'm going to go get her back. That's technology for you. How's that? Yeah. Here we go.
That's
oh, there we go. Good. Now you're back. Good. Yes. Now it's interesting. The first, one of the first impressions, first things I tried to when I did a shamanic going down into the animal kingdom, meeting things there. One of the first guides I picked up there, I couldn't have imagined in my life. I didn't know what was going to say it, but my first one was a king baboon.
Yeah.
And he was huge. He was absolutely massive. I never seen it. I thought, no, this can't be. It can't be right. And he had a big crown on his head, showing that he was a king baboon. But he was massive. See, massive. I'm thinking, you are terrifying. He said, do not be afraid of me. I'm here to help you. It's almost one of these weird things.
I know, and if you like, it sounds kind of totally crazy and bizarre, but it's so real when you do the journey.
Oh yes.
I've had experiences with people when they had a journey with me, and they said they'd never done anything like that before, and they said, "Wow, it was so real. It was so real. I could actually hear the animal breathing, so close to me, and it does feel like that. You can touch them, you can feel them, and sometimes it's different. It does, it's not always the same, and not for everybody. I don't want to put any kind of expectations in anybody's head. That's exactly what happens. But for some people, it's actually like so physical, so real, and so it's very interesting. Absolutely.
Yes. What I like about this show is we always bring on interesting people. This is the producer, Deborah. She says, my wolf just watches his king baboon. Oh, God. All right. No, you don't know how big my king baboon is. He's big. He's big. I think, yes, I imagine your wolf does watch in fear of my king baboon. And Priscilla is a very interesting lady. In fact, she's been on the show before, and I think we're going to have to get her back on. Because she says here, it says, Evita, I'm a funerographer, which is funeral photographer. I get lots of different random information and names. This happens to me when I sleep. I intend to come on and talk to Phil about it. What do you think? Priscilla, I think you should, because I think it's such a fascinating area.
So getting random...
Yes, you get random information, random names and things like this. But because I think I think life is beautiful when you look at it so spiritually. The birth of life, the age of 21, the times you get married, the times you have children, the times you retire, the times you even pass away into the next world. It's all a celebration of life. I think Priscilla is in a fantastic position in her life here to help people pass into the next world. I think it's beautiful. Yeah. And to have that information is just amazing.
Funeral photographer?
Yes, she's a funeral photographer. So this means she does funeral photography. So she photographs people who before they actually go.
Because you don't really see that here in UK, but it's actually quite interesting when, to hear that, because back in Latvia, I've seen loads of photographs, especially not so now, but from maybe like 30, 40 years ago. Especially my gran, she's got all these, albums. We don't have them now. It's all in digital kind of format. Mm-hmm. But when you go through them, and there's like, oh my goodness, there's like a funeral of somebody, a funeral of that person, and there's actually pictures of deceased on the photographs, so there's like relatives, who passed over, and it's so like if I would show my husband, he would probably be freaking out, literally. It's like, wow, that's such a weird thing to photograph, but it's not actually, when you think about it, it's not at all. And so it's quite interesting, and that's kind of like, it's interesting actually that she does that as a profession.
Now you've opened up something here, and this all comes back to Jane. She says yay. She says yay, so good on you, Jane. So I think we're going to have to doing a show on mediumship, and the other show is going to have to be, and I think this sounds like an amazing area, on shamanism and our spirit animals. I think that'd be fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely mind-blowing that would be. Now, actually, Priscilla says it's very common in the Caribbean community to photograph people. And it's also, Deborah says, it's very popular in the Victorian era. Yes.
Yeah, but not now. UK, definitely. I have not seen anybody having any pictures of people who passed over, and actually in coffins and stuff like that. But back in Latvia, there's loads of pictures. My gran definitely has them. I've seen them, and and I never kind of thought twice that like there was something really quite wrong about that. But I'm not saying it is. There is nothing wrong, but it's just a different kind of culture, I think, here when it comes to death, because they're really kind of here they don't like to talk about it. It's a kind of like, oh, not a subject to speak.
That's right. It's not a taboo, is it? It's not a taboo.
Like
Yeah.
taboo, yeah. And I think different cultures approach death differently. You know, you can go around the world. Like India is amazing how they. It's just a passing onto the next kind of, level of your.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, I agree with you. I think it's life is beautiful, and I think it just needs to be seen, expressed that way. We're going to take a quick 20-second break.
Yeah.
I'm joined this evening by the wonderful Evita Mckay. I'm Phil Griggs, Cafe Clairvoyance, and tonight we started off by talking about mediumship because Evita's learning, developing skills of mediumship, and definitely at a very professional level, I'd say here, very much so. And but we've sort of gone on to all sorts of different subjects here, which is quite funny and quite engaging as well.
That's life, isn't it?
That's life. That's life.
It's just going to be like this, and then it turns out to be something else, and it's interesting. That's part of it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Paul's just joined. He says here, damn. He says, damn, I was only just got in from work, so I missed most of the show. And so Teresa says here, watch it back, Paul. So interesting. So it's nice to us there. Sarah, who we know very well, says here, as a child, I saw a procession for a funeral on an island in the Dominican Republic. It was a true celebration of life with music and dancing. I agree. That's how it should be. Why do we make it so heavy and so...
it's like it's very kind of, it's the final kind of thing. That's it. That's and there is kind of finality to it, but there is in some kind of way. But really, if you look at it, we know the life, it doesn't just end like that. You know, the soul goes on, and either it's reincarnation or something that happens, but we don't just disappear. That's it. You know, we're not in a physical body anymore, but our soul carries on.
And I think here, if I was to look at myself and say, if when my funeral comes along, I wouldn't want it to be something of a traditional, serious funeral. I want a party. I want a party to say, here, guys, remember in a funny way. Yes. We love this. We love this. Deborah says here, table tapping, funeral photography and spiritualism started in the Victorian era. They loved a good funeral. Now, table tapping, we do a lot. Table tapping, especially at paranormal investigations. Funeral photography and spiritualism started, yes, that's right, very much the Victorian era. Although it extends right back. There's information of this. All right, we know the Greeks started astrology, and as did actually there's a competition actually is between the Babylonians and the Greeks. Yeah. There's a war. They're still trying to work out there. I mean, they're still having issues about who invented the first wheel, whether it was the Greeks or the Romans.
Babylonians, though.
Yeah, but, sorry.
They can't ask Babylonians now.
They can't know. They can't. Again. Now, did you guys do this?
No.
Yes. Oh dear. Right, Kate, why do spirits choose when I'm sleeping to talk to me?
Because you're more relaxed. You're more you're not in your mind anymore. That's what happens.
Big point there, I think there, Evita, is that sometimes we get too much in our minds and we block this out because in our day we're worrying and focusing too much. If we focus, thinking and feeling out through our hearts and our bodies, Priscilla, you wouldn't get this just whilst you sleep.
No,
you get this different times too. It's also,
and they know that's the time.
That's
they
certainly
the time
do.
to actually come.
They certainly
because
do.
You must be your mind must be very busy during the day, doing loads of things, and I actually feel that with you that you are quite a busy person, and you may be thinking a lot. So they just come in, and they know that you're quiet in your mind as well, and they can actually maybe start conversation, like even little chats with you. But it depends how open you are to it, and then from that it can turn very interesting.
It can. Deborah says, I've had amazing results table tapping. Also have seen amazing ghost photography. Oh yes, it's pretty good. Okay, Priscilla Etienne also, yes, also in the Wild West. Okay, wherever that conversation came through, but is in the feed there. Good. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of this because we've got to go and do something else. There, we're both going to a group chat on Zoom to do with our group, but we're going to bring this to an end here. I know. When I go back here, and I know Jane here says that she wants to talk about astrology. We'll have to do that another day. We have to do that another day because although why do I sometimes astral project while sleeping? That's similar reason because your conscious mind is open and relaxed, and your subconscious is open.
That's right.
Yes. Any other points there you'd like to say?
No, I think it's a lot to do with our mind, and if you can step, like it kind of sounds like easy, just step out your mind. And it's not like that. It's not that easy, especially if you are a very kind of busy, always thinking, always trying to work things out. There's a lot of things going around in your life. Then actually quieting your mind, it's not such an easy kind of process. So, practices usually like meditation, that's an amazing practice to really quieten your mind, or breathing practices and all these kind of things that can really help you to kind of develop first of all kind of mindfulness, and then maybe other, if you want to kind of connect with the spirit world, that is I think to do it, to actually allow them to kind of communicate with you. Or you can do the astral travel when you are kind of half asleep, and that half asleep, in between sleep stages, that's when you do the astral traveling. I think I've not really, it's not been my kind of thing. I think it was the astral traveling, wasn't it?
Yes. Jane, I think we've got to get you on a show to talk about astral projection while sleeping. I think we need to get you on the show. Is that okay?
I know she does. I have actually had conversations, but she is quite an amazing person. So yeah, she has had a lot of experience in that. That would be really interesting, actually. Astral kind of travel and projection, stuff like that. I haven't really had that experience. That maybe when I was a kid, but not so recently. So there is definitely something for her. There is definitely something she needs to explore to do with kind of spirit world. I think they're trying to kind of get in touch with her, trying to talk to her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see little shows coming up here, little Wednesday shows or Tuesday night shows, whatever they're going to be, with doing something like this. Jane, that's lovely to have you on the show. Thank you so much for your input. And Priscilla, you are just incredible. And I think we're going to have to get you on as well, especially talking about funeral photography. I think that's so interesting. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's an art to itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she actually astral travels too, so this is interesting too. So maybe we've got to get you both on the show, or three of you on the show. That'd be fun.
So there's quite a few astral travelers.
Astral travelers, yes. Where are they? They're not here. They're all there somewhere.
They're all traveling.
They're all traveling. Yes. I love this. I'm signing off now. Bubble and Squeak to cook. I love Bubble and Squeak. You have not enjoyed life until you had Bubble and Squeak. So, Jane, is this right? We can get you on the show sometime. We're going to get you on the show and talk to you. Would that be a good thing to do? I think to talk to you about astral travelling. And do you two know each other?
Who, Jane and me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go a long way.
You're a long way.
But I feel like I've known her for a long, long time. Yes, we're very good friends, and we met very interesting. Like, it was an interesting story how we met, but she's a very good friend, and she's actually always morally has supported me through all sorts of things. So she's fantastic. Mm-hmm.
It's great when you've got a buddy like that. It's brilliant when you've got that. In fact, Jane, you look like that sort of buddy. You look like that sort of buddy. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Deborah says, please join our Catholic Clairvoyance group. Brilliant, Jane. That's marvellous. Catholic group, we'd love to hear other people's spiritual topics. And because this is what makes it all the world go round. And we could talk about life. We could talk about celebration of life, celebration of passing over, and a celebration of celebrating. How's that? Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, we're going to toodle pip. We're going to say toodaloo. and brilliant pop-up, fun and interesting. I tell you what, I got to say, I knew we were going to sort of say here, look, if you get any messages for people, by all means pop up here. I tell you what has happened though, is I think it's been such an interesting conversation. Such an interesting conversation. I think we had such a blinding time that we haven't had time for that. But never mind. We'll look forward to the Tuesday, the 27th of October. Tuesday, 27th. That'd be absolutely brilliant. And Jane says that she's your soul sister.
Yeah, she is. She is.
Soul sisters, check it out now. Yeah. Soul sisters, check it out now.
And she's amazing. I will tell you she's amazing, dance partner as well. Obviously we can't go dancing now, all the clubs are shut here, but we do a good boogie and a dance floor. We love dancing, so
I tell you, it's the worst thing, isn't it, going out with being out with loads of women, they put their handbag down, everybody gets up and starts dancing around it, don't they? Yes, every start.
Yeah, she is my dance buddy as well. So.
Dance buddy as well. Okay, we definitely are Funk Soul Sisters. Funk Soul Sisters, check it out now. Okay, we've got to check out Jane, then check out Evita and put you both on a show together and just see what happens. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, we're going to book you in the second week of January because we're fully booked all our Tuesdays now. Tuesday nights are fully booked all the way through. But I think what we'll do, Jane, is get you on a Wednesday pop-up like this, discuss this, and I think we need to do another pop-up at some point, just to very briefly discuss, I could briefly discuss, it just ends up in an amazing topic, shamanism. I think that'd be a fabulous subject too. And we've also got other people coming on. We've got Kelly who's going to come on and she's going to talk about an amazing healing work she does and other stuff here. And Jane has started dancing already. How much? She's started dancing already. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Evita, what can I say? Thank you so much for coming on. And it's been good. Priscilla says she's going to be I'll pencil you in. She's on the go as well. And just want to say thank you so much. Everybody joining in on this. Evita, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I know I'm going to see you in 5 minutes, but have a wonderful evening. And it's lovely to chat with you guys. And thank you so much for joining in. This has been so enjoyable. And if it's made your Wednesday evening better than watching Emmerdale, then that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's
it's
torture.
Been really good fun.
Emmerdale's torture.
Yeah, it is. It's like I don't watch any of that, but some people like it. But I would actually prefer watching something like, watching your show.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Or something like that.
Okay. And also, just so to get this right, Inessie, if I said it right, Inessie.
She's my soul sister as well.
Soul sister. We got three soul sisters.
Yeah, she is lovely. Yeah, she is absolutely wonderful. Astrologer. She's a fantastic astrologer, by the way.
Oh, then we need to get this on the go. Oh, we can have a little topical debate here. I'll do a Wednesday pop-up, talk about astrology, shamanism, and other things here. Fantastic.
Yeah, she looks into the nodes and Pluto and all this but in very kind of interesting kind of way. She is fantastic. Really, really good.
Magic. Evita, thank you so much. Please give all our love to everyone up there in Scotland, from us down here in Spain. And have a lovely, lovely week and speak to you very, very soon. And you take care from all of us. Thank you. Big love, and a burger. Love, burger. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Okay. Bye.